Okay, so we're over in Logic. Now you can do this in any DAW. The technique really is going to be the same. I just want you to get the idea of how you can do it. Now the plugin we're going to be using is called panagment2. It's from the guys at Auburn Sounds, and there's a free version of this. The difference, the free version doesn't have the delay or the circuit bench shit. For what we're going to be doing, minus the delay, we can absolutely use the free version. So go and grab that plugin if you want to emulate exactly what we're going to do in this video. So let me just break down the setup really quickly. We're obviously going to have this working on vocals. So in this track, we've got these two channels here as our two vocal tracks.
Oh Lord, he's got a hold on me.
Now, one is just going to a reverb, and that's over on bus 5. We don't need to stress over that one, but bus 11 here, that is the one we need to pay attention to. And we're going to be sending both vocals out to this bus, and then that bus comes back round to our vocal bus. So let me just highlight those for you. So over here, we've got Pana, and this has nothing on it apart from panagement. And as you can see, that is bus 11. So we've got those sends going out from the two vocals to this one bus, and that gives us this here.
Oh Lord, he's got a hold on me.
That's what we've got panagement doing there. It's giving us the feeling that the vocal is also behind us at the same time. This then routes into the main lead vocal bus. Now I've turned the vocal room off, so we've got none of the reverb effect adding into this right now. We're just going to show you what we can do with panagement. So the lead vocal soloed, so this is going to be everything in place, is like this.
Oh Lord, he's got a hold on me. And here's something now that I can't leave. He's like a...
And in context of the track,
Oh Lord, he's got a hold on me. And here's something that I can't leave. He's like a...
if you want to listen to the whole track, it was released as unders. It's called Hold On Me. I'll drop a link in the description. You can get a real idea of how it affects throughout the mix. So now you understand the routing and that we're using a bus sending into another bus. Let's open up Panagement and have a listen to the magic that this thing is doing for us. So we're going to solo the Panagement bus here. So we're just going to be listening to the effects coming through, meaning we're going to have the main vocal muted, and anything we affect, we're just going to hear that, even though we can blend the two afterwards.
Oh Lord, he's got a hold on me.
Of course, so as you can hear at the minute, it's just those two vocals, the ad-lib layer, like harmony layer, and the main vocal together. The first thing we're going to make use of is this width control here. So if we dial that right to the left, it's going to make it a pure mono signal. Check it out.
Oh Lord, he's got a hold on me.
Yeah, that works well. However, going the other way, it puts them ever so slightly out of a line and gives a really great width effect. Check it out.
Oh Lord, he's got a hold on me.
Wait, you're not hearing a massive difference? Incorrect, your ears are tricking you. So check this out. I'll put it in mono and then I'll quickly switch it so it's in the extra wide.
Oh Lord, he's got a hold on. Oh Lord, he's got a... Oh Lord, he's got a... Oh Lord, he's got a... Oh Lord, he's got a...
Big difference, right? But you don't really notice it. Your ears just kind of accept it as being real and natural, which is very cool and very useful. And that effect alone is something you used to have to buy in a plugin. So that's really great to have in there. We hit check mono, it always gives us the mono output. This basically means if we've really pushed that width too much, we can sometimes get so out of phase that when it goes to mono, nothing works. So check in mono, super useful for us. We're then going to make use of the tilt function, which from what I can understand basically works like a tilt EQ. Pushing that up a little bit just gave a little bit of a shine when mixing the vocals back in together.
Oh Lord, he's got a hold on me. And here's something now that I can't leave. He's like a drug to me now. I'm totally addicted.
Okay, now that started to get us what we're after, but all we've really done at the minute is made those vocals a little bit wider and give them a little bit of brightness. We could have done that on any old bus. The magic starts to come in the bottom section here, where we've got our binaural panning tool. Now, binaural panning tool has a lot of tricks that go into it that allow us to get perception of audio being in different places. So if we push it right up here, it's going to give the feeling that it's reflecting off the walls and we're taking away the original signal from in front of us.
Oh Lord, he's got a hold on me. And here's something now that I can't leave. It's like a drug to me now.
See, now we've got that and we've got the reflections of what's going on. It suddenly feels a lot wider and bigger, and we've taken out the source of the vocals coming from in front of us. So now when we put the originals back in, we've got this much wider, bigger sound.
Oh Lord, he's got a hold on me. And here's something now that I can't leave. It's like a drug to me now. I'm totally addicted. And here's something now that I can't leave.
Yeah, hopefully you're really getting that. Now we can take this a whole step further when we start pushing up the wide control and introducing a bit more of the wetness, which comes in from the reverb up here. And we can change the feel of the reverb. At the minute we've left it on heaven, but we can change the overall tonality depending on your vocal. Heaven works well for this sound.
Oh Lord, he's got a hold on me.
Yeah, now it's even wider with a real long tail. Might be a bit too long, but we can dial that in and figure it out as we go.
Oh Lord, he's got a hold on me.
Make it a little brighter.
And here's something now that I can't leave. It's like a drug to me now. I'm totally addicted. Oh Lord, he's got a hold on me. And here's something now that I can't leave. It's like a drug to me now. I'm totally addicted.
Now that's started to get us a wider, bigger vocal. We can take this a few steps further though. We can start using the LFO and modulation in here and make a real kind of crazy effect. I'm just going to show you real quick how that works. So let's push this back even further and we're going to take the main vocals out again. So we've just got that real spatial awareness. We'll keep it on like a 4/4 pulse. Now the far brings it in terms of like distance away from you on a repeated pattern. So now, so we can get a real pumping effect with the vocals and use it on leads and things like that. Change the gain of it and how hard it's going to push, and it changes the response rate, right? You can see the gain adjusting via the little circle here. It shows you whether it's going up or down in gain, right? But we can also, which is kind of far more useful from my perspective, take that into panning. Now we don't want to adjust the gain so much here, but we can apply the tilt. Now let's bring these back in and just see how wide this appears.
Oh Lord, he's got a hold on me. And here's something now that I can't leave. It's like.
Now I'm going to bring my reverb into the track as well now.
Oh Lord, he's got a hold on me. And here's something that I can't leave. It's like a drug to me now. I'm totally addicted. And here's something that I can't leave.
So right there, guys, just a couple of quick tips to help you get much wider vocals using a free plugin called Panagment2 from the guys at Auburn Sounds. Now, there's a couple of other features that aren't available in the free one, and that takes into account the delay here and the circuit bending chip here, which allows us to get some really interesting effects going. Outside of this sort of section here, everything else is completely usable. So head on over to their website now, and I'll link that in the description below, and you can grab this plugin for free and start getting your vocals a lot wider and bigger completely for free.